It's definitely not Lost Ark playing in the background right now. Oh, we're doing a podcast.
Yeah, we're doing a podcast if you couldn't tell.
Yeah. So we're gonna be like, doing a cold weather podcast today, right? And the topic is hypotheticals, right? And it's mostly just about like, hey, what's gonna happen when like if you were given the opportunity to like kill Hitler, right? Like go back in time and kill Hitler as a baby, would you? Like, like that kind of stuff, right?
And
and I'm currently doing the Twitter post real quick, and yeah, just give me a quick second to set everything up.
I was looking for it. I was like, where's Toy in his Twitter post? I need to retweet
it. It's time for a cold weather podcast. Hypotheticals, where Moral is not joining us.
That's a good joke.
We'll be talking about hypothetical situations, and I will not be playing Lost Ark.
What's that to me?
There we go. Okay, yeah, I got the Twitter post up, right? Yep, there we go. I pretty much got Moral and Pluton both into Lost Ark, which is great, Also, for some reason, on my Am I Evil post, pretty much everyone, like 75% of people are voting that I'm evil. I don't agree with this.
I mean, you did just say you were a vengeful spirit, so...
That is true, but I'm not evil. Vengeance is good.
Oh, at least in the eye of the beholder, I guess. It depends.
I mean, vengefulness implies that something wrong has happened to me, right? Vengefulness implies that like something was already done badly against me, and I'm like returning the favor,
Well, it depends what is wrong. What was wrong in your life? Like if someone stepped on your shoe and they go out to kill their whole family.
That is reasonable. That's reasonable. What are you talking about?
I don't know about that. Versus some random dude just slaughtered my whole village. Now I have to go train and
What are you,
kill
Sasuke?
him. Yeah, I am. How'd you know?
But yes. I agree with that mindset. If someone steps on your shoe, slaughter their village. Note, this is not legal advice.
It's not legal advice. Do not.
Do not. And if you do it, it's not my fault.
Don't bring us into it. Right?
Yes, exactly.
I'm not going to court. I will not show up.
I will not show up.
I will not show up.
Funny enough, I do have jury duty in a few days, so that's gonna be great.
That sounds fun. Guilty, automatically
guilty.
There's like a tweet where someone's like, "Oh, guys, I'm going to jury duty. Vote if they should be guilty."
You gotta post that while you're on the jury.
That sounds like there's like some kind of like legality kind of aspect to it,
Definitely.
Like I'm sure if you said that, you would get slapped on the wrist or something,
Probably a little bit more, but
yeah, probably a bit more, because that's like obfuscation or something of like the legal process, right? Technically, since you're not even allowed to talk about it.
Yeah, they'd have to get a whole new jury if they saw that.
Talking and posting on Twitter are two different things.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not looking at all into like any of the thing, and I will try to have the best and biased judgment possible. Yes.
Yes. Could you not get out of it because you were a student, or
crafting recipe in that one? It's a free day off of class. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay. I mean, usually if you're like a student, they're like, you're good. We're not gonna put you on the jury.
That's true.
But I got jury duty once.
Yeah. But yes. Okay. So hypotheticals time, right? Hypotheticals time. If you were moldy, right, would you pay attention in class? I would not.
hypothetically, if I was moldy right now,
Yeah, if you were moldy bread right now, would you be paying attention to class?
Well, what am I learning?
Moldy, what are you learning right now? What are you learning right now?
What are we learning, Moldy? I'm you, you are us. So what are we learning?
Ignore the sounds of me clicking rapidly right now.
It's just your imagination if you hear clicking.
Yes, exactly. Oh, you think you'd pay attention? Makes sense, Moldy. Well, it seems like you are. Yeah, Moldy.
That's a good hypothetical.
Just like pay attention to class. I'm sorry for always having this like during your class hours, you know, man. You know. But yes. Yeah, go pay attention to class. We'll be fine. Maybe. I cry every day. Accountability stuff. What? Don't people learn that in like first grade? Like, don't lie and do what you say.
I feel like people learn that when they're like before you even get to school.
People learn that in like as a child, but then like it doesn't mean everyone does it, right? Yeah. I don't think you can teach accountability, can you? Like you can lead by example, sure, but I don't think you can teach it, right?
What about ethics? Is it?
Oh yeah, I mean like ethics class, sure, like knowing general ethics, but you can't be taught accountability itself, you know?
But you can be taught what it is and how to adhere to it.
That's true. And like, you know, general tips for that. Like, well, what tips can I have for accountability? Mine is just make a schedule and try following that schedule as hard as you can, and if you don't, hate yourself.
Hate yourself. You should end yourself out of here.
No, this is not serious advice. Please don't sue our asses. I don't agree with this.
I don't agree with it either.
But yeah. Okay, hypothetical. If you could go back in time, right, and kill baby Hitler, would you? Like no. If you could.
No. Even as an adult, I would say no.
I would 100% do it.
Even if Hitler was an adult or a baby, no matter what age, I would not kill him.
Why?
I think that we could learn from it, from history, right? Because if Hitler didn't commit the atrocities that he did, then who's to say that if we remove Hitler, someone else
if I had a time
down
machine,
the line,
right? If I had a time machine, I would just keep going back in time until I could kill every dictator that does stuff like that, you know?
Wasn't the red alert about that?
What if the future you go back to, right? It's just like so different.
If it's the worst, right? If the future I come back to is worse, right? I'll just go back in time and kill someone else.
I don't think that's how that works.
You know how everyone's like the butterfly. You know how everyone's like the butterfly effect is so bad, right? If I had a time machine, right? If I had a time machine where I could just go back and forth in time, I would just keep changing time until something good happened, you know?
Yeah, but you could be like written out of existence.
That's true. But like the real question is like, would I like? Does it happen like retroactively? Like if I kill someone while I'm in the past and that makes me never be born, but I'm still in the past, does that like, you know, like go to the future and then go back again, or does it like create a paradox or whatever? You know.
It also determines. It's also like. Because I know when you think of time travel, right? If you change the past and you go back to the future, that's not the original future that you came back from. It's the new timeline you created. So it's a whole different time. It's a whole different timeline, right? So
yeah,
I never really understood this sort of line of questioning, to be quite honest, because it's usually like, would you go in the past and change something? But the past made you who you are, so that the best and safest thing to do is go in the future, see what happens, and then see if you can change it.
Oh yeah, that's a fair point.
I feel like you could change like small stuff, right? Like like maybe yesterday I was like, damn, I wanted a chicken burger, but I never got it. But then I go back in time and say, I'm gonna get that chicken burger, and I get it. I don't think the whole world is gonna blow up.
I feel like the main problem with changing the past is just the people around you and like the connections you have would change, right? Like that's the main worry, right? Because like,
yeah,
if I had no one else in my life, right? Like no one I cared about, I was totally alone, right? Then it's pretty much like do whatever you can to be like a superhero, pretty much, you know? But like if I have like one person I care about, right? Like someone I'm dating or like someone who I'm really close to or like, you know, family that I care about, right? Then I think that's like a different problem, isn't it? Like because like at that point, like you would be pretty much like deleting them or deleting your current relationship for something that might be inputted, you know? I feel like that's a way more serious issue because like once you do change the past in some regard like that, the future pretty much you can't continue going back to, right? But like you could make a better future, but it's not your future, you know? Yeah. Because like
a different timeline.
Yeah. Because like I get like you could make a better future, right? You can make like a utopia if you go back into the past, but like if you like you know, like if you have zero of the friends you have and like you go back to the future and you have no idea who the friends you currently are and like have zero like the stories you have to tell or whatever, like imagine how lonely that would be, you know?
I feel like if you went, I feel like you would still, I guess, retain some of those memories, even though you physically don't remember doing such things. I feel like if you get to that future, you would still have like some type of recollection of that.
If you had some kind of recollection, it would make sense. But like if you could make, okay, let's change the hypothetical this time. If you could make like the world a utopia, right? Like everyone's like happy, everyone has money, blah 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 blah. At the risk of like just deleting all of your current personal relationships, right? Like pretty much like everyone you know, right, has like a different relationship to what you have right now, right? It's like pretty much randomized. And like the people you do know are also like completely randomized, pretty much, you know. Like some people might not have been born, etc., etc. Would you do it? Like, you know?
Well, not for the greater fuck everyone else. I don't want to create a utopia at the cost of my experience. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think you could make utopia. You can't predict what changes that you had in the past would affect the future.
Yeah, but like if you had like an infinite time machine where you could just keep going back to the past and like pushing things slightly, you know? You
would die before anything really like fixed it to the way you'd want it to. Because imagine, like, you know, let's say you go back into the past and you kill Hitler, but without Hitler, it's like World War III and nuclear winter happens and everyone's dead in the future. Then what the hell are you going to do? Go back and save him? That become Hitler? There's not a lot of good choices.
That would be the worst object. Can you imagine? Like, fuck, I have to be him now. I have to be him.
No. What I would do, right? Instead of becoming Hitler, if I had to do it to like save the future, right? I would just keep killing random people that are related to them until things fix themselves, you know?
Like, that's how it works. I think the problem was killing Hitler. If that point is removed, I don't think killing anyone else or related to it will fix the future.
Yeah, and a utopia could be somebody else's dystopia, so.
That's true, that's true. Like, I'm sure that if I made a future which, like, was a utopia for me, I would, like, completely, like, forget, like, one group of people and, like, no one would be talking about them, right?
And like, they'd be like, bro, what the fuck?
I don't think utopias would work anyways, because humans are just so inherently flawed, you know? Yeah.
Yes.
Especially you, Starly. I hate you.
I'm very flawed.
We're all flawed, man. We're all flawed, man. Moral liked my tweet. There we go.
We love to see it.
There we go.
Round of applause, Moral. Thank you, Moral.
Okay. If you could like change one thing about like the current world or like humans as a whole, what would you change?
I want to have two answers. I want to have a serious and funny answer.
Ignore the type of me typing really fast for no apparent reason.
For no apparent reason at all. I would change. I don't know. I guess how we walk.
Honestly,
funny.
I would. Wouldn't we just die? Like, wouldn't we just like not get to the stage of like existing?
I guess. Well, maybe you know how. Maybe instead of walking, we shuffle.
What the hell? That's like a serious evolutionary downside, you know? Like you know how bad that would be for our feet? Like if we just shuffled everywhere?
No, I don't think we could go anywhere.
I think we would go extinct before that could
Yeah,
happen, you know?
I don't think we'd make it very far.
Honestly, destroying the human's ability to innovate would be pretty interesting because, like, imagine if, like, we never made fire, right? Then there would be no inequality or whatever, right? But, like, is that really a better future? Because, like, you know how everyone's, like, the natural state of man is, like, blah, 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 blah. Everyone's, like, fair and equal, and, like, agriculture is, like, the worst thing to happen to, like, women and everything because, like, you know, gender roles, right? Like, I actually did learn that in, like...
Women were born.
No, because like the thing is, the thing about the agricultural revolution, right, is a lot of people state it as like one of the worst parts for equality because like landowners and like people who had those roles of like hunting in the past, right, like past societies, they got way more advantages because they didn't have to do as many things now, right? Meanwhile, like the gender roles got more, you know, what is it called, unbalanced because of that, right? But like. Would you think that like a society where everyone is totally fair and equal, like, you know, gender doesn't matter, race doesn't matter, like all that kind of stuff doesn't matter, right? But like, you know, we're still hunting and gathering. Would you think that would be a better place to live?
Still in the caveman phase.
Yeah. I would much rather live in the society I'm in now, although I am male, so you know.
I'd like to, like, if I could, like, experience that future for myself.
Yeah.
Like I'll test it out, but if I don't like it, I'll go back to my time.
It's like a trial period, you know, like if you don't like it within like 30 days, you can like refund it for a better future.
Alright. Sorry, where you get the time machine, I'm done with this future.
But hunter-gatherer societies still exist in today, and they're not very advanced.
That's true. But at the same time, they're like more fair, I feel, right?
I feel like if it's a worldwide thing, it'd be way more different.
Way worse. I think if it was worldwide, we would have gone extinct, you know?
I mean, you enjoy tons of things.
It'd be very interesting, though.
99% of what I do on my free time would be completely gone as a hunter society, you know?
I don't know. Maybe you're right.
Just making stone tools.
Maybe they got maybe they invented some cool games in that society.
What kind of game? We're hunting all day.
I don't know. Maybe they make Monopoly, but with
everyone hates Monopoly though. Monopoly is literally made to be a bad game because it's a critique of capitalism. Everyone hates Monopoly.
But they love it as well as I hate love. It's like Uno. Everyone hates it, but they also love it. Wait.
Real talk. Have any of you guys ever heard someone unironically say, I want to play Monopoly?
Yeah, sometimes.
Wait, what? How?
I mean, when they're bored, sure.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, see?
Are those the people you want to hang out with, though? Like, if someone asks me to play Monopoly, I'm blocking them on Twitter.
Yeah, but I mean, let's say the power goes out, you got nothing to do, and you hang out.
Yeah,
sleep.
If I got
break out a board game.
To do, I'll play some Monopoly. What? I kick your ass.
If the power is out, I would play anything but Monopoly. You know?
All right, Uno, but it's not that much different.
Nah. We're playing Uno. Asian Uno, also known as 13. Yeah, no,
we're playing checkers now. I'm sorry, so I'm taking away your privilege.
No, checkers. Checkers is so bad, though.
Wow, it's such a good.
Damn, I cry every day, man. Okay. Interesting question. Wait, what is it? I'm trying to think of hypotheticals right now. If you could go back in time and tell your younger self, like when you were like 5, one thing, right? What would you tell him?
I don't know. Like, I look they'd be scared of me. you imagine me just walking up to my 5-year-olds? I like it looked insanely creepy. Like if my 5-year-old self was playing in the front yard, and then me now just walks up to him like, "Hey kid, I need to tell you a secret." I don't think I'm walking away from that.
I mean, like, perfectly honest, if I told myself, yo, invest in Bitcoin or something, right? My 5-year-old self would be like, what the hell are you talking about? And forget about it in like a day.
Yeah, forget about it. What the fuck?
Moldy says that what he would tell his younger self is don't watch VTubers and pay attention to class, dumbass.
There's these things called VTubers, right? The virtual girls, right?
You only watch them because you'll never get real girls. I cry.
Don't do it.
But yeah, Moldy agrees. Sleeping sounds more fun than Monopoly, and I agree with him.
I would tell my 5-year-old self, I don't know. You'll make it.
Yeah, you've seen old me, right? I barely remember anything. 5-year-old me has even worse memory problems. Pluton, what would you tell yourself?
I wouldn't really tell myself anything. If I like told myself what would happen in the future to do something different, even though the entire question plays on like regrets and stuff like that, I feel like it would change who I would become in the future anyways.
Yeah.
So might as well not.
No encouraging.
So it's
words.
like a self-preservation thing, right? Where it's like I'm preserving myself and who I am right now, right?
Yep.
Yeah, no, I'm on the opposite side. If this version of me doesn't exist and I'm rich and like, well, let's go.
That's a nice point, Pluton. Yeah, but I don't care.
You never know exactly what would happen if you were rich. Maybe you'd get into drugs or women, or
that's true.
Get STDs. Who the heck knows?
No, that's you're talking my kind of language.
I mean, being rich has its own set of problems.
Yeah. I don't think myself would change if I said, "You'll get through it," and then just walk away. I'll probably just my 5-year-old self would go to me right now. Yeah. And be like, damn, why did I say that? That is so stupid.
What if what if you go back in time, just like call yourself cringe, you know, just point at your younger self, call yourself cringe, and then walk away.
Cringe.
Best timeline. But,
they wouldn't even know what that meant. Like if they 5-year-old cringe, they're like, what? Cringe, what the fuck is that?
Honestly, I have so many memories that I have zero recollection of, like, if they actually happened or not, right? That, like, I would probably think it was like a fever dream like 5 years later, you know?
Guys, you wouldn't believe it. So I had this dream where I met my older son, and he called me cringe. I don't know what that meant, but it was wild. It was a crazy dream.
Yeah. Okay.
What about? I got.
Yeah. Ask.
It's a more funny hypothetical, but if you could go back, like the past month, and change one minor thing, no anything super major, just one minor thing in your life, what would you do?
I don't really have any regrets in the past month or so. I've been pretty happy, to be perfectly honest. Maybe it's like, yo, sign like the FAFSA faster. You know?
That would have been
like the student age form, like, you know, like sign up for classes earlier.
Yeah.
Moldy, you're not an oomphy idiot. Man, what the hell is a oomphy though? You know?
That 5-year-old Moldy like, what? Oomphy? What is that?
Would you change anything in the past month or so? Like, I honestly have been pretty content like this month, you know?
I don't think. Probably wouldn't. I don't know. like eat out as much, so I could have
Save
a little
more money.
Like, hey, I know you're craving that shit, but
It will
don't,
not go down well.
don't do it. You got shit at home already. Just please.
Honestly, I don't really like ordering or like eating out or anything like that, because like it's just like we have a bunch of food stockpiled at home that we're never gonna eat anyways, you know?
Oh, so yeah, that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
I like to tell myself, was it like on Fridays? I was like, oh, I did pretty good this week. I deserve to go eat out, have something, and then I'll just go to McDonald's.
Wait, something I would tell myself,
Like,
right, is a
damn.
month ago the stock market crashed and is like at the lowest point. I would just be like, wait until this certain price and pay it, because like it's close enough that like not much about me would have changed, you know?
I guess.
Yeah,
Or
a month is
I
too
guess,
short time.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one thing that
Yeah.
might change is like if I'm like, you know, dating someone or not, because that's like recent, you know?
Yeah.
Like we might have diverted the timeline enough for that to change, right? Which might not be
Yeah.
a great thing for me, right? But like, but then again, I probably would have only earned like an extra like $10.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm so glad I got it. Extra. Thank you, future me.
Or
That's
I
actually
could be
me.
like short Facebook stock on this specific day, you know? Because Facebook crashed by like 10% or whatever. No, not even 10%, like 20%.
God damn.
Wait, they're down 30% now. Actually, now that I think about it.
Jesus, funny.
Yeah, from the start of the month, they're down 30%. Like, imagine if I could short them. That would be great. But probably not a month. Like, if I could go back and tell myself something like within like the past like 5 days or something, that would be opportune, you know. Like, I don't want like long-term time travel. Short-term time travel is where it's at.
Okay,
You know?
okay. Look, last week, if you had to go back last week and tell yourself something, what would you say?
Yo, the stocks are gonna crash again.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Would you tell yourself anything like the last week or so? Like probably not much will change, to be honest. But like, do you have any lingering regrets in the past week?
No.
No. You seem very
Nothing
content with
minor.
life.
Nothing. Maybe like, Pluto, you should have slept those 2 hours. You should have got 2 hours of sleep.
Just get 2 hours tonight. Who cares?
Honestly, if I went back in time and told myself to sleep, right, I probably would have gotten less sleep that night.
I would have been scared. Like, what do you mean by sleep? What does that mean?
What's the hidden message?
No, because like if future me comes back in time and is like, yo, you need those 2 hours of sleep, right? I would be like, for what? You know?
And he dips.
Like
And he
wouldn't
dips.
that scare you? Wouldn't that like really scare you? Because it's like, yo, this is like, you know, like probably my one time at time travel. Why did I tell myself to sleep? You know?
Yeah, imagine the amount of like energy and shit it would take to time travel, and then you send yourself back just to tell yourself to get more sleep. That's pretty fucked up.
I know it'd be funny though. not for your past though, but I feel like you could do some pretty funny pranks to your past. like the ones that are into my watch out.
Moldy says that he would tell himself not to eat that bean burrito. Honestly, that's a fair point, you know? That's a fair point. But like at the same time, like if you know, if you told yourself that like you never ate that bean burrito, you wouldn't really feel relief from that, or like you wouldn't feel any happier from that. You would feel just not temporarily negative, you know? Because there's no like long-standing effect on your happiness because you didn't get a stomach ache, right? Unless like it was a really bad stomach ache.
Yeah, maybe stomach ache makes Moldy's whole day go to shit, and he's like, ah, fuck, I gotta fuck you. I'm gonna the reckoning.
Yeah. Okay.
That was pretty funny.
Did I just
No,
hear
that's what he said,
bean burritos
Moldy.
to the reckoning? Yeah. I was fighting for my life.
That's a good reason, Moldy. Honestly, I would too. If I was in your situation,
More of a philosophical question on time travel. Do you feel like maybe there's some sort of fate with the timeline or something? Let's say, if for instance, Moldy didn't eat that bean burrito, but instead
he would have gotten sick with something else. Yeah.
Yeah.
He blew up the Pentagon.
Honestly, yeah. I personally don't really believe in fate, but I do think some things are like inevitabilities. It just depends on when and how they happen, you know? Like even if you like kill the first caveman to like make fire, right? Someone would have found it eventually, right? We would have just been delayed by like 10, 20, 30, maybe 100 years, you know? Probably longer than that, to be honest, because of how slow people were back then. But like I'm
sure more than one person created the first fire at like different times.
Yeah, and I feel like there is a term called like, you know, not mutual, but like synchronous or like individual like discovery or whatever. I think it's like a term something like that, right? But like multiple societies have like discovered the same things, right?
Yeah.
I feel like there are some things that are quote unquote fated, right? But like at the same time, things like me existing the way I am right now is probably not important enough that it is one of those things, right? Like it's not inevitable that I'll exist. Someone similar to me does exist somewhere else in the world right now, right? But like me as a person isn't inevitable, right?
They're your doppelganger.
Yeah. It's kind of weird. Like the way I think about things, right, is that everything is like a product of like just mass probability, you know? Like me existing as I am right now, I don't really think of it as like, whoa, I'm so lucky, right? It's like I happen to exist within the one society where everything does roll the way it does. And like, you know, like there could be a totally different one, and like it's not special that I do exist. It's just I happen to, you know? Which is a bit depressing, isn't it? But like that's the way I think about things. Plune, do you believe in like fate or whatever?
I'm not too sure. I heard a theory a while ago stating that like the past is set, but the future may also be set in stone.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then certain things are inevitable, but
not
probably
everything.
A lot of stuff isn't.
Yeah. Because like I feel like some things are inevitable, right? Like even if Google didn't exist or like Google's founder didn't exist, someone would have filled that vacuum eventually, right? I feel like some things will happen eventually. It just depends on when or how they happen, right?
Yeah.
Because like if Google doesn't exist, right, we might be using Chinese Google instead, right? But we would still have a Google, right? Yeah, we would have Bing, we would have Yahoo. Yahoo was honestly kind of pog. It was very overbloated though.
Could you imagine Yahoo, the new Google?
Yeah.
Can we go to that timeline? I want to say how life is over there.
Honestly, if Yahoo had a better algorithm, I would say it's better than Google. Like early like 2010s or whatever, because it just had so many more features, you know.
Oh yeah. It did.
Yeah. And it also had some fun games.
It did.
Yeah.
Love the Yahoo.
Bean Burrito 3 is just a shadow of its predecessor, not gonna lie. Literally called Bean Burrito 3, not clickbait in all caps, kinda sad. The first, however, was very nice and small.
Staple of the series.
Oh, I feel that, Moldy. I feel that. Like sometimes life is pain, and then you find that one thing that makes you happy, and then it gets better, and then that thing passes, and then you cry again. Yeah.
And then the cycle repeats itself.
Yeah. Do you think we would be better off with or without VTubers? Like it's not like all the VTubers graduate, right? Like if you could live in a timeline, right? Where like VTubers never existed.
That's still cosplay.
there would still be cosplay, yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like there would be a lot less of like the...
It depends like what you're executing as a VTuber, because there's I did a
annoying orange counts as a VTuber.
No, shut up. I did a project about the history of YouTubers, and it wasn't just I'm a virtual YouTuber. There was like, I guess it started with like Tatsume Miku and that type of like idol singers, I guess, or whatever. It kind of started with that, so we're like getting rid of that as well as the VTubers, or just VTubers as well.
I would
as
say
the
delete
YouTube.
all virtual streamers. Virtual streamers is the word. Yeah.
I just think.
Wait, continue.
So they got.
No, I just think VTubers is like an inevitability. You had streamers, you had anime, you had cosplayers, and then the obvious thing is to merge them both.
But what if every time someone even thinks of the word VTuber or like the concept, right? I go back in time and kill them, right? Like, would you want to live in that timeline, right? Like as soon
one
as
of them becomes Hitler.
Yeah, that's how it works. History is bound to repeat itself.
instead of it's just anime Hitler instead. It's just anime girl Hitler.
Oh my god. What a timeline that would be. What a timeline we would live in.
Because like,
somebody a very good suggestion at the moment.
I feel like in some ways, right? In some ways, there are a lot of mistakes, like in the VTuber community, because I feel like there have been a lot of like not so great people there, like people like children, people who are genuinely creeps, people like there's a lot of harassment going on here and there, right? Pretty much like every time you open up Twitter, you pretty much see, oh no, this person right here is literally like a pedophile, right? Like that's what it boils down to 99% of the time, right? I feel like in some ways, like it is a medium, like being a VTuber does give like some people who shouldn't deserve like that kind of attention, some attention, but there's a lot of great people out there too, which I've met, so it's like a catch-20, right? Where it's like on one end, I love some of the people in the community, right? I really enjoy talking to a lot of them, right? But on the other hand, I don't want to hear about like the 50th person this week, I appreciate knowing about it, right? But like I don't like is it really okay for this to even exist in the first place,
I feel like if you're trying to I believe that's it's just kind of, I don't say it's inevitable, but I feel like it is, because it's just, I don't say it's human nature.
Yeah, but I feel like some of the really like gross VTubers out there got a foothold on the community because of VTubing itself, and they wouldn't have gotten it otherwise, Which is kind of weird to think about, because
they probably would have found another medium then if VTubing wasn't a thing. They probably would have jumped on something else.
That's true, but like they would have to be working like the broader market, right? Like the broader, like social media influencing thingy-majig instead, right? Yeah. And I feel like that just has more people, and like as like a result, right, it's like harder to make a foothold in, right? Because like there's more filters in place. But since like VTubing's so niche, right, it's very easy for like if you have enough money, right, I agree that like money isn't everything about being big in the VTuber community, right? Like you can be like self-made and small and all that, right? But like if you do have money, right, you can kind of buy yourself to like getting that early start, and like I feel like some people do take advantage of that a lot. Also, like there's like the 50 billion alts. Like I'm sure you guys have all read the story. Like, oh yeah, this is just this person's alt, and they haven't apologized yet. And I'm like, okay, yeah, it happens a lot, man. And then I'm like, where is their money coming from?
Who's your income? Who's your provider?
The VTuber community, I think, is just like a worse offshoot of the anime community in some parts.
It basically is.
Because I feel like anyone who does watch anime will inevitably somewhat graze the VTuber community, like more or less, anyways.
Yeah. I think it's you're kind of bound to like see it like once or twice.
Yeah.
Live action anime.
Live action anime. Oh my god.
Oh god. Yeah. Okay. If you could like delete like all like the like the Netflix anime adaptations from existence, would you?
Yeah, yeah, at the cost of my own future, yeah, I would.
At this point, just delete Netflix.
Starly's like, yeah, I wouldn't create a utopia by going back in time if it would like ruin my future. But like, yeah, if it gets rid of Netflix anime, 100%.
Get rid of Netflix anime? Yeah, of course. What? I'd be saving everyone. That'd be my utopia.
But yeah, I agree with like the obsession some people have with like anime, like the anime VTubers, right? Like VTuber models is a bit gross, you know. Because I'm glad that a lot of people are like starting to speak out about, yo, we're actual people behind VTubers, you know, which is great to see. Because like at the end of the day, I feel like VTubing as a whole is just like being a VTuber isn't much about the model anymore. It's about being part of the community, quote unquote, right? Because like after the model, right, all you really have is like normal streaming, right? Because like me streaming with this model isn't much different than me streaming without a webcam or with the webcam. I would just have to clean my room first. But other than that, right, it would pretty much be the same exact thing. I just have a smaller community that I can somewhat pull people in from, you know, which is easier. Cause like, yeah, if I was a face streamer, one of the 50 billion face streamers, I would have to compete with a lot more people, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even then, it's pretty tough. I cry.
I cry every day.
Yes. VTubing's weird though. I feel like there are definitely positives and negatives for it, right? Like one of the things like if I could change anything about like the VTuber community, right, is I would make it so that people more naturally find out about like actual scandals, you know? Because like I've seen so many like, you know, big VTubers that have done something like genuinely morally wrong, right? And then their viewers or followers are just like, yo, hey, like they don't even notice because like the original streamer never like boosts the thing, right, by like retweeting or liking any of the things that are distracting, right? It's very easy to hide anything you do wrong on Twitter because like, yeah, sure, you have 50 billion people retweeting this, but as long as my followers don't see and I don't retweet it, then most of them are not gonna see, you know?
But they're gonna get caught one day.
Yeah, you're gonna be caught one day, right? And like, but like there's still like if you're big enough, like even if like 95% of people catch it, right? If you have like 10,000, 100,000 followers or whatever, right? Like one of like the bigger things, even if you've done something genuinely bad, and you lose like 99% of the people that are following you, you still have a really big reach, you know? Which is kind of weird.
Yeah, I think it just depends on what you did. Yeah.
Yeah. Delete male VTubers fixes everything.
Male VTubers. Delete all males off the planet. That's my utopia.
Because you don't exist.
We don't exist, guys. That's my utopia, right? It's just the women.
Honestly, though, I feel like both are problematic, but there's just so many problematic male VTubers that I feel like the amount of problematic male VTubers out there is like way higher than the amount of problematic female VTubers, you know?
It might be because
there's a smaller amount of male VTubers. Right.
I was saying, well, yeah, probably, yeah. I was still gonna say,
yeah.
I feel like if you're a female
are you trying not to get canceled right now?
Yo, I'm stepping on thin ice right now.
Say it.
I feel like even if you do a bad thing, it depends how bad it is. At first, but I feel like if you're doing like a girl, if you're like a girlfriend experience VTuber, you could probably have your simps like forgive you, and they're like, oh, okay, compared to like the male VTubers. I don't know.
No, I've seen male VTubers with very similar concepts. They're just not as high in demand because people are horny online, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, the thing about that is, I feel like no matter what, there's gonna be like someone out there who will buy it up, you know. In my mind, for like VTuber scandals, right? There's like 3 tiers pretty much. There's like the "why are you telling me this? I don't care" tier, which is pretty much like, yo, this person was rude to me, or like this person was like, you know, slightly said something that is like might be taken as offensive but isn't like completely rude, you know. Then there's like the oh, this person's actually harassing people tier, which is like tier 2, right? And then there's like the 3rd tier, which is like, yo, this person's like a predator, this person is, you know, blah 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 blah. And that's like the block on site, you know, completely, you know.
Like, bro, get this person off the internet now. Destroy them.
Yes. There's probably obsessed fans of Five Nights at Freddy's. There are definitely obsessed fans of Five Nights at Freddy's. What are you talking about?
FNAF. Of course there is.
From they graduated to they got forgotten in a week. Man, Io's graduation hurt though. But have you guys seen how Io came back to the dead to like Ratio Domo? Big win right there.
I didn't. Show me the tweet.
Okay. So we're gonna look at it as like a stream, okay?
As a group.
Let me Domo. Here we go. Domo Eriga, thanks.
Okay, how you read that?
There we go. Why is his name still Era's Kitty? But okay, we're gonna ignore that. We're gonna ignore that. But basically, what happened, right, is Domo added Io, right, being like, yo, if you don't respond to this tweet in 20 minutes, you're gonna admit to sucking toes, right? Because Io's graduated or whatever. Io responds in like, I saw it at the time, right? 13 minutes, right? And it was like, L plus Ratio plus I know you cried when I graduated. It's hilarious, isn't it?
That's funny. That's funny. I don't think you could come back from. Yeah, I know you cried at my graduation. You just gotta take it other way.
Yeah, big win to Io. Big win to Io right there. But yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I feel like graduations are a weird thing in the community, in like the VTuber community that isn't outside in like the broader streaming thing, right? Because like if like I'm a normal streamer, right, and I stop wanting to stream, I either become a tweet only account or I just fade out of existence one day. No words, you know.
No words.
That's kind of how it happens in like the greater content making sphere, right? You either like just become a casual like content like consumer, or you like just like, what is it called? You just disappear, right? Meanwhile, in VTubing, people make it like a giant ass deal that like people are graduating, and there's so many people leaving, you know? Because I feel like if your average content creator was making like, if every content creator was making like one giant like stream when they graduate, it would be about the same rate as VTubers do, you know?
Oh yeah.
Maybe a bit less, or maybe a bit more. I think it would be more because like being a VTuber is like somewhat of a barrier, because like you know you can't just like make a model of nowhere, right? You need to spend like some time, or you need to like download the programs and everything for it, right? But like because that barrier to entry, it might be a bit less, it might be a bit more. I have no idea, but I feel like the rates would be around the same, you know, because there's so many content creators dropping off that you never hear about, right? And yeah, graduations are a really weird thing, because like I don't know what to feel about them, right? Because like on one end, right, there's like, you know, like some graduations make me genuinely sad, but others just come off as like, yo, I'm joining like a big company or something, like, you know, like an official group or whatever, or like or sometimes they come off as like, yeah, I'm not actually graduating, I'm just milking this for money, right? Like, because those cases definitely do happen, you know, no matter how I wish they wouldn't, you know.
Well, it depends how you, because I feel like if you graduate and you do go to a company, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
That could be a good thing as well.
I mean, that's usually a stipulation of joining said company.
Yeah. But like like graduations are very weird. Like if you compare it to like the normal streaming sphere, because like I'm pretty sure like when like a normal streamer like tends to quit streaming, right? They just kind of disappear from existence, don't they?
It depends how big they are. I feel like if they're like pretty big and like pretty well known in the streaming sphere,
Yeah.
they're like, hey guys, I think I'm gonna quit streaming. So
yeah, they do make like this is my last stream videos or whatever, but it's never as full blown as like getting like 5 times your average viewers on your last stream, right? It's like 2 times average, right?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. VTubers have this really weird thing where like the first stream and the last stream are like the most important, you know?
Oh yeah.
Because like I've noticed that like compared to like normal content creators, like these streams are just so much more important than they normally are, you know? Because like you've made content before, right? Like you made videos. Probably no one came to your first video, right?
No,
yeah, same. But like as like a VTuber, right? Even if like you know you put in like a fifth of the effort, right? You're pretty much guaranteed some viewers, right?
Yeah, especially as
I mean, like comparatively, you're way more likely to have people.
If you spread it around compared to like oh, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. My first step was, I don't think anyone's gonna look up. Oh, let me look up Starly to Staravia. See what pops up. You'd be crazy if there's a video versus like a VTuber, because they usually, before they debut, they usually make it like a thing, like, oh, you know, I'm gonna debut such and such a day, you know, I'll keep y'all posted, and they'll tweet like, oh, it's almost a week to my debut, and we're like, oh, it's tomorrow, guys. So
yeah,
you know,
debuts are a lot more hyped up, and I feel like in general they tend to be better than like first streams on average, because there's just so much more importance on them, right? But at the same time, I feel like the importance of a debut is a bit overstated, you know? Okay. If you put VTuber upgrades on a YouTuber title, you're granted some views. like you're legally granted some views, you know?
YouTube forces people to view your video.
Yeah. Because like I feel like the interesting thing about like, you know, VTubers as a whole they're kind of cult-like, aren't they? Like as a community, like the VTuber community is a really weird place, isn't it? Like a really weird place.
It can be.
Yeah.
Man. Male VTuber try not to get in a scandal challenge. Impossible.
Toy's gonna cancel that.
I'm not wrong.
I'll say I think it depends on how big. If you're talking about the not so popular VTubers, it's not too bad.
Yeah, I feel like at like the very unpopular VTubers, like very unpopular male VTubers and very popular male VTubers, both sides of the spectrum are very bad, you know. And then like the people are middling, they're normally fine, you know. But like if you have zero followers, you're probably going around comment section being weird too, like people, right? like that's what I've noticed, right? And like if you have like 500 viewers, you're probably doing the same thing except you have a bit more presence, you know? And a bit. This is kind of controversial, isn't it? Yeah.
We're gonna cancel after this.
Okay.
It's over.
I got another question. Hypothetically, what do you think is more cringe? Using like text emoticons or using actual emoticons, like emojis? I mean.
Text. Oh. I think it depends.
I feel like if you're on Facebook and you use like actual emoticons, or like if you're texting someone normally, like I think like using like emoticons is like better than using a bunch of emojis, because like like the people who spam emojis on Facebook tend to be like moms, you know. But like if you're like you know, if you're using both like a lot, You're kind of cringe.
Uh,
I am cringe. It hurts.
What if you grew up where there was no emojis? There was just text emojis.
Text emojis are better. I think text emojis are better. 100%. Not including Japanese emojis. If you have a special keyboard installed so you can use like those Japanese like kawaii desu type emojis, you're kind of cringe, you know. But I mean like just like basic like XD or whatever, you know.
what if they're from Japan?
Nah. If you're Japanese, you're dope. No. But yeah, cause Sydney's friend here is like, yo, emojis are not cringe and emoticons are cringe, and I'm like, I think the opposite, you know.
Yeah.
Generational difference, I think. Generational difference.
I just think it depends on how often they're used.
That's true.
and how they're used as well. And
Wait, look at what
used as
Tail
well.
posted in the chat.
I did. This is
Wait.
graduation video.
Tail graduated.
I'm being racist.
Honestly, I think Japanese emoticons work if you're cute. If you are a cute person, or if you're like a very like, you know, wholesome person, I think they work, right?
So
But,
if
like,
you're ugly, don't touch the
exactly.
Japanese.
I agree.
Don't touch the Japanese emoticons, right?
Nah, I think it's more about like the
cute.
mood you give people, you know, like if
Yeah,
you
no, I
if you
get you.
give like the cringy I'm 13-year-old and I watch anime vibe, right? Like it's kind of cringe. But if you're like the like I am wholesome person who is like pretty much like the mom friend in the group, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like I think it's fine. If you're a mom friend, I think it's perfectly valid that you use Japanese emojis.
If you're a dad friend, no, I'm sorry.
Nah.
That's how we're sexist. I'm sorry, Dad. you don't get to use emojis.
I mean, guys can give off mom friend energy too, you know?
Yeah.
Guys can give off mom friend energy.
I know, yeah.
That's a bit weird.
Hey, what you say? Can guys not be
Motherly? I don't know.
I mean, I think of it as like that be like mom friend energy for me is like the friend you show your parents, you know, like be like, yo, they're not gonna get me into drugs, you know. It's like, you know.
Mom, this is my friend. Do not look at that group chat for anyone else. It's just
yeah, but whatever they do is fine, you know. But that's what I think of when I think of mom friend energy, you know, like the person you want to show your parents, all right? or like the person like taking care of the friend group, because there's always that one person, right? Like the designated driver, or like yeah. Surprisingly, I'm either the super wholesome person who helps people with tech and like, you know, like that kind of stuff, or I'm like, yo, I'm bullying you now. There's no in between. There's no in between.
I think I'm always a dumb, funny one. That's me. That's Starly.
I'm Asian.
I'm Asian.
I mean, it describes me well enough, doesn't it?
The token Asian friend.
I mean, it describes me really well, doesn't it? Like think about it. Like, which one of my character traits does not fit being Asian? Toxic? Pretty much. Look at any League player that's Korean. Yep. Knows way too much about tech. Yep. Every Asian is in the IT field, right? Likes rice. Yep. I'm Asian. Like which one of my character traits are not Asian?
How good at your math?
What? I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good.
He's pretty good with all his studies. He's out here killing it.
Only the game's Monopoly.
Well, he said hypothetically his game.
Yeah,
No.
if you get Monopoly, only you get all the bitches.
But you also get depression.
But you also get the bitches. So it's worth it.
You can
get to
only
charge
win at
for rent at the
Monopoly if you have
hotels.
actual money, Molly. I'm sorry.
See, if you're good at Monopoly, you'd understand Bitcoin.
No. The thing about playing Monopoly, right, is if you genuinely play Monopoly, right, you're like the what is it called? You're like the most basic person ever, right? But the more basic you are, the more popular you tend to be, you know? Because like,
that is true.
Because like if you look at like the cliques in college, right? Like 99% of the people at the center are like the most basic people you'll ever see, right? Because they're so inoffensive that no one like has anything against them, right? Yeah. So you play Monopoly, your opinion just matters so little that like you're popular. Yes. You know?
Yeah.
Man. Damn, I'm dying in this game. Totally not playing our Lost Ark. Totally not.
Definitely not.
Damn, I just got ulted on. It hurts. Damn, he's good. Monopoly equals money, Bitcoin. Honestly, I don't get Bitcoin as a long-term investment. Everyone's like, I'm in for Bitcoin for the long term, but like Bitcoin provides literally zero value other than that it provides ways that you can track it, you know? Like other than being unhackable, quote unquote, right? What does Bitcoin actually do? It burns resources, you know?
Yeah, save a special seat in hell. It has your name plated in gold. Shit, it's kind of cool.
Because like the thing about Bitcoin, right, is I feel like as a whole, right, it provides negative value for anyone like if we take every person who owns Bitcoin or has owned Bitcoin, it provides an equal negative value, right? Because like the value of Bitcoin is pretty much like all the Bitcoin currently out there divided by how much people are willing to spend on it, right? Like logistically, right, like it hasn't like created any worth, right? It hasn't created any worth that's more than like the normal dollar, other than it's more inefficient because it requires you to run a computer 24/7, you know?
We should make
that's all fiat currencies.
Yeah, that's all currency like that. But like the thing is, like it's an extra layer of obfuscation, or it's like an extra layer of inefficiency, you know? Like if you compare it to like the US dollar, right? The US dollar you just kind of have, right? It's like inefficient because like inflation, all that kind of stuff, right? But at the same time, you're not like you already have the dollars. Just use the dollar as it is instead of like running through another layer where you're losing even more dollars, right?
Well,
we should have a global a global money system with just rocks.
I should just get everything for free. Everyone else can like bug out.
We should buy things with rocks, and it's accepted everywhere in the world, no matter where you are.
Honestly, something that would interest me, right, is that if a cryptocurrency came out, right, where like instead of like just like you're mining the coin by doing like a random like Authy thing, right? Instead, it's like you get the coin by doing jobs that people actually like rent out your computer like processing for, you know? That would be cool, right? Like you get the coins by like by like trusted people, right? Like for the government or like for like some big companies or whatever, and they pay you to like run their servers for them, right? That would be pretty cool. Because like then you're actually providing some worth, right? And I feel like that would be more sustainable because it would just be another way of like renting out people's computers as servers, right? Yeah, but like a Bitcoin as it is, all the energy is only for like authenticating the blockchain, right? Like any of the actual value is because people perceive as value. It's like 99% speculative, right? And speculative things will burn out eventually. That's just my take on crypto, you know?
Well, I mean, the whole entire point I thought of crypto is to basically hide the mony from the government.
Yeah, but they do a really bad job with it because like as soon as you try getting money, right? If you try getting money, right? Like you try cashing out, right? You're either using like a big broker, right? And then like the government can just be like, "Yo, who owns this thing?" right? And then you're caught, right? Or because like there's always a way out, right? Or like even if you don't do that, you like do it like under the table, that other person's like you'll always have that one link where you can be traced back to, you know? There's a bunch of people being caught for cryptocurrency, right? Because the ledger itself is public. The only thing that's private is you don't have your name on it, you know?
Yeah, that's why you do it for goods and services that are usually illegal.
Yes.
Because if you pay with cash or check, they're gonna They're gonna arrest you immediately.
I mean, if you do it with cash or check, I would just do it with cash on the table. I'm not telling anyone anything, you know?
Yeah, but they can always see like where you withdrew it from, or try and tax you on it and say, well, we know you had this cash on you. They can also confiscate it if it's over a certain amount. I mean, how are they going to confiscate your Bitcoin if it's like some overseas thing?
Bitcoin is mostly held inside of like physical wallets, though, isn't it? Like in USB drives or something.
You can hold it onto there, like the actual data, but a lot of times they like register it online.
Yeah, but if you do register online, it's kind of the same thing as just getting an overseas bank, though, isn't it? Like pretty much.
Kind of, except how many banks do you know don't report to the IRS? Even the overseas ones have certain like obligations when they're dealing with the U.S. and directly.
That's true. That's true. But they still do exist, and I feel like I feel like people are using Bitcoin as investment instead of like, stuff like that. I feel like they're gonna get rug pulled eventually.
It's a junk bond. That's basically the whole entire thing behind it. Is it has no real value or worth, but some people think it does, so they're willing to invest money directly into it.
Yeah. The entire investing market is like 99% speculative though, which is great, because like even stocks, right, which like I do own, right. I feel like like if people stopped believing stocks, they would have no worth. They would have some worth like owning the company or whatever, but like it's mostly a speculative market itself. The entire investment market itself is illusionary. Yeah,
but at least you have like a company or something behind it that gives dividends for the profit they make and whatever else.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's some worth in there.
The American dollar itself is illusionary as well, because like what kind of value do we have? We're not on the gold standard anymore,
It's not real.
Yeah, that's the definition of fiat currency. Is it doesn't actually represent some sort of backing behind it.
Yeah.
Let's make a new.
We should go back to gold. No, gold is useless. Who actually thought a gold back thing would be valuable? Because like as soon as people realize, yo, this gold right here, right, is completely useless, right? Or like you can use it in like 2 appliances or like your semiconductors or whatever, right? Then like they're like what value does gold have other than like its actual resource? Like as like it doesn't have much value, right?
Well, it's supposed to be kind of like limited as how much is on the planet and whatever else.
But it really isn't. Like the gold prices are like also vastly influenced by the stock market itself. There's like a good amount of correlation there, which is interesting. It's just paper. Exactly. I agree, but at least the paper has the government, right? Like if someone's like, yo, we will not accept the US dollar, right? The US is gonna barge down their door and like, shoot them, right?
As they always do, yeah.
Like the US currency is backed by guns. Okay, we're over time. Who should we raid this time? Should we raid Koi? Koi is playing Lost Ark right now. We could be like, yo, we're higher level than you at Koi.
We could do that.
I've been doing PvP all stream if you guys haven't noticed.
Of course we noticed.
But yeah.
What do you eat?
Eat these nuts. Okay then, Tails. Okay then. Yes, Tales from Sonic Adventures. Not even Sonic, but Sonic Adventures.
2 Sonic Adventures.
I still have 30 minutes of class gold. Watch Sonic 2? What?
The movie.
I started it.
Nice. Tell guys first. Here's a roll.
I'm actually decent at PvP now. What is it, Pluton? I promise. I'm totally not still bad. I might be slightly bad, but like not totally anymore,
Make sure you accept the guild quest.
No.
Because it's for a deathmatch.
Oh, no, shoot. Okay. Yeah, no, I can accept that. Okay, ready to raid, everyone?
I'm ready. What's our message?
They're playing Lost Ark and they're on a ship right now. So can our message just be like, Aren't you riding an arc right now? Why is it lost?
There you go. The arc is right there.
You're riding the arc. Why is it lost? Let's go. Oh shoot, I'm first. Damn. I'm stunned. Pain. There we go. Okay, ending stream. Ending stream.